program is done. We ask the waiters to please clear the floor. Those of you who are standing in the back, please cooperate and present the regular program. I'm missing one more time in the back, to my right, to my left. We're not going to be greeting individual Rabbanim or Askanim or anyone else tonight because of simply time constraints. So at the very outset, I'd like to call upon one of our senior Hatzalah members, a chaplain, a rabbi from Bahadur, Rabbi Leonard, to open up with Tehillim tonight, Rachel B'nai Yisrael. Please rise.
Forsaken people come to be followed by Achenu for Beishisura. Lamanatseach, Mizmor, the David. Yanafa, the Rozi, Yom Soro, Yishagev, Choshem, Lehe, Yaakov. Yishlach ez v'mikodesh, Yitzion, Yisodeko. Yishkakol b'chusecha, v'l'schoy dashneselo. Yite l'chot l'ovecha, v'chol ha'tzosecha, yimalei. V'ranu b'shuasecha, v'shem l'chem l'gol, yimalei Adonai, kol b'shal yisecha. Ato yedati ki Yoshiach Mashiach Yaleh B'Shmei Kodesho Divrei Yishai Minai El Varecha V'El V'Asuseh V'Anachnu B'Shem Adonai Eloheinu Nazkir Heimo Korov Nafolu V'Anachnu Kamer V'Nesodon Adonai Hoshia HaMelech Yameinu V'Yechareinu V'Chelech V'Beisho H'Sim V'Soroshim V'Ha'edim Bein Bayom V'Bein Bein Mosho HaMakoy Derachem Alehem Yitzim Yitzolu V'Chom Eferlo V'Yerom V'Shivu V'Gula HaShtov V'Lo V'Zman Korim V'Ne'eman Amen.
We recognize Assemblyman Todd Kaminsky. Thank you for all that you do for the organization. We recognize Councilman Bruce Blakeman and thank him for all that he does. And of course, we recognize our very own Assemblyman Phil Goldfeld. There are many different police departments here tonight. We're not going to mention each different division, each precinct separately. But you know, Hatzalah, without the help of the police, could not possibly operate. We are grateful. In a day and age when the police are under fire throughout the country, we appreciate tremendously all that the police department does to keep us safe on a daily basis. I think the police department really deserves a standing ovation from all of us here tonight. One group of people that's sitting here in front of me, but the Lawrence Cedars Fire Department, extraordinary people. Thank you. We're also very grateful to the Woodmere Fire Department. Thank you all very much. Hatzalah. Now, of course, we know what the volunteers do, but those who stay at home, and those who are left at home sometimes for hours at a time, we tend to forget their contribution. So on behalf of the coordinators of Hatzalah, sitting to my left, Mark Rose, Richie, Wolfowitz, and Ray Canner, who's not here tonight, we extend a great big yashikayach to all of you for coming to honor these special people. I want to tell you a small story. I joined Hatzalah in 1973 when Flatbush was founded. I was studying there in the Kollel of Mir Yeshiva, and there was no Hatzalah in Flatbush. I want to show you how far we've come. There was no Hatzalah in Flatbush, Baruch existed, Williamsburg existed, there was no Hatzalah in Flatbush at the time. And our Rebbe of Shul Birnbaum, for the Tzaddik of Bracha, called a few of us into his office, his room, 4 members, and said, it's time for Hatzalah. The city does not have Hatzalah, as we know, is brought down in all the Muslim farm and the books of ethics cannot exist. And Hatzalah began. How did it begin? There was a fellow, she lived with me well, the founder of Hatzalah, name was Herschel Weber. Herschel Weber, a short little fellow, still a short little fellow, she lived with me well. And what happened was, he said, you want Hatzalah? You got it. Come down to a room in Mir Yeshiva. I was studying at Mir Yeshiva. Come down to room 35 in Mir Yeshiva High School. The members are ready to start Hatzalah. You can start Hatzalah. We were there. We didn't sleep the night before. We come into the classroom, room 35, with Chaim Krzyzanski's classroom, I remember like yesterday. This is going back 1973, is quite a few years. And we come into the room, and in walks the Herschel Weber, the floor broken. It's a stockner, it's a connector, it's a bracha, that means really bitchy. Hatzalah oxygen tanks. And he says, here guys, here's stickers. Go around the neighborhood, hand out stickers to all the people. 387-1750 was the number then. And here's your oxygen tank. He says, well, what do we do? So he hands us the American First Aid book. I read the course from here. Read the book, you'll be ready. I'm not exaggerating. He said, what? This is 4 guys living in cold in Mir Yeshiva. Read the book. What's the problem? What happens if somebody has chest pains? Turn on the oxygen. We tried. We needed a special key in those days, if you remember. A little wrench. We opened it up. What if a guy breaks his leg? Give him oxygen. He has a headache. Give him oxygen. And he was gone in about an hour. Needless to say, we didn't sleep. We're handing out stickers to people. What do we know? We studied the book. We went. There was no EMT class yet in those days. The course of emergency medical conditions did not exist yet. We studied and studied and studied. And you know what? Hatzalah Flatbush today has over 200 members. It really came to Farakaway. Hatzalah Farakaway is covered in 5 towns. Maybe in Shetat means in distance. This is the largest neighborhood being covered by Hatzalah in the entire New York City metropolitan area. You know why it happened? I want to tell you why it happened. It happened because not only the members said they could do it, but the wives of the members, the wonderful Sheikh Kyle said, go do it. And the children said, it's okay. I remember one time, we all remember, every Hatzalah member could tell you the story, in the middle of the Pesach Seder. And Hatzalah call comes in. And Hatzalah man has to run out. It's not fun. Kids are preparing for a month. The Manishtana, Kiddush, Kaddish, Urchatz, and the wives are cooking for a month. And Hatzalah member runs out of the house. And the wife says, go, do that, it's more important. So we're here today to say, from a little tiny organization, you, the Sheikhal, you wonderful women, and children, and parents of Hatzalah members, you have created the greatest Kiddush Kvod Shemayim in this neighborhood. Thank you all very, very, very much. To give us some divrei chizuk, and then we'll be followed by some presentations to tonight's honorees. We have the great schus of having a very distinguished rabbi, distinguished rav, when it comes to very, very delicate and serious inyanim, issues of life and death, literally, the man we in town all turn to for guidance and expertise is our guest speaker tonight. My schus to ask Rabbi Flam to address us tonight.
Bereshus, the Presidium, and the Anhola of Hatzalah, my dear distinguished colleague, Rabbi Shlita, ladies and gentlemen, who have come tonight to participate in our Hatzalah's barbecue. For many, many years, having the zchus to live in this neighborhood, being involved in the community, and interacting with all the different parts of the community, the part of this specific 5 towns that always amazed me was the Hatzalah. I want to share with you very quickly something that I personally know, something I personally feel, because I myself have had sometimes the circumstances to have to call Hatzalah to my own home. And therefore I want to share with you some remarks tonight, but not based upon philosophical possibilities, but based upon realities that I've experienced myself with further Yatzman. When it comes to the concept of Pekuach Nefesh, Chazal tell us, Nefesh Achas, Kinukiyam Olamole, that every human life has infinite value. And therefore, when it comes to halacha, the concerns for Chayei Shah are preeminent, as the Shulchan Aruch defines this in Hilchos Shabbos. Chazal have many makaros that define the parameters of the chiyuv of refuah, rapi arape, hashivosula, hashavas vedas aguf, lo samad adam aracha. All of them come together to define the halachic parameters of medical involvement to save human life. But what is quite interesting is, besides the technical halachic mandate to be an expert when it comes to treating people medically and to have the proper education license in order to practice the medicine you're practicing, besides all of that recorded in Shulchan Aruch, there's another dimension which I want to highlight tonight. The Rambam, quite interesting, in Hilchos Shabbos and Hilchos Malachim, we define the halachic parameters of Pekuach Nefesh, points out that besides the technicals involved in knowing what you're doing medically and being sensitive halachically what you're able to do on Shabbos and Yom Tov, there's another dimension of being involved in the Hatzalah. And that is the attitude, the personality traits that must be possessed by people involved in medical care. The Rambam says very explicitly, when it comes to practicing medicine, the person involved has to be a Baal Rachamim. You have to be a person who has mercy. You have to be Baal Chesed, somebody who's involved in loving kindness. You have to be Shalom, a person of peace, Derech Shalom. The Rambam goes further than to say, when it comes to practicing medicine involved in that type of chesed, you have to emulate Hashem. Toiv Hashem Akar, Acham Avakar, Maslav, you have to emulate Hashem's midas as they are portrayed in the Torah. To make sure that when a person is acting as a medical professional, you're able to see not only their expertise in knowing what they're doing and feel comfortable about that, but you have to feel the person that's involved in your medical care has an incredible Abbas Yisrael, Abbas Abrios. You feel their chesed, you feel their rachamim, you feel their dachei shalom, you feel they are coming here as an emissary of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to be l'shluch of the Rachmana. You feel the sense of Shechina, and therefore that itself, besides the medical help that they give you, gives you an ability to feel that they'll succeed, gives you a feeling of hope, gives you a feeling of sincerity that alleviates your tension and makes the medical care psychologically, physiologically very, very effective. It's interesting to note that where Moshe finds is that Hatzalah and the other tzaddikim who were asked about the creation of Hatzalah, when it came to defining the parameters, he emphasizes in his tshuva not only the fact that the person has to be an expert in the actual medical care, not only the person has to be an expert in the halachas of Shabbos and Yom Tov and to be very meticulous to make sure that everything's done k'halacha when it comes to practicing these activities on Shabbos and Yom Tov, but he basically also emphasized the personality trait of the matzil and the members of the Hatzalah. And he points out the reason he gave this heter of Hatzalah, even though there's a concept of secular EMTs, is because when a person is a ben Torah, you've learned Torah your entire life, you've been sensitized to the concept of the importance of human life, momentary human life, you've been sensitized to the concept of having compassion and love for another human being, and the quality with which you practice your EMT services, because of these specific qualities, these specific traits, this specific type of training, makes you more efficient, more effective, and more capable of doing what you have to do as quickly as possible to save human life. I want to say upon our Hatzalah in our community that it is a very unique group of individuals. And Baruch Hashem, I know a great many members of the Hatzalah from the Holla down. I will tell you, besides the fact that they learn the halachos when it comes to Pikuach Nefesh very diligently, they have continuous ongoing shiruvim when it comes to what's halachically permissible or not, and this sensitivity is passed on to the members of Hatzalah. To be a member, you have to have these sensitivities, the Yerushalayim, to be sensitive to these sensitivities. That besides doing all of that, and quite obviously having expertise in what they're doing, there's a certain personality trait I have seen that is represented in all the members of Hatzalah that I ever met. And that is, you feel when they come to your house, a special chen, a special chesed, a special rachamim, a concept of shalom, avas Yisrael. They make you feel incredibly comfortable. And by giving you that feeling, they bring you to where they have to bring you. But it brings down the tension. It gives incredible sipuk to the chola who's sick. From the time they come to the house to the time they take you to the hospital, it makes our Hatzalah an incredible experience to the level, I would say, of a Kiddush Shem Shamayim, as was mentioned before. Tonight, however, as Rabbi Bender mentioned, the purpose of this assemblage is to give recognition to other members of Hatzalah who we usually don't see. And that is the wives and the children in our community that allow their husbands to participate in this 24/7. As a Rav who deals with the couples, I can tell you the following. That when a father is called an Hatzalah call on Shabbos and Yom Tov, think of it for a second. What about the Oneg Shabbos that no longer is going to be now because the father has to leave? What about the Simchas Yom Tov? What about the Shalom Bayis? Despite all of that, the women and the Sheikhayo of these men are such spiritual personalities that they're willing to sacrifice momentarily their Oneg Shabbos, their Simchas Yom Tov, even parts of their Shalom Bayis, to allow their husbands to go out into the field and to save human life. This is something that is simply incredible. I know for a fact, because one of my children here tonight, my son Akiva, who's part of the Brooklyn branch, B59, I've been in this house on Shabbos and Yom Tov when he gets a call, and I see what happens when he runs out on a moment's notice, in the middle of whatever course he's holding to take care of what he has to take care of. The reaction of his Eishes and the children is simply remarkable. This can only be possible because of the hashkafas Torah that all of our children are given in yeshiva, which ultimately impacts upon the young men who take the achrayus of bimatzal nefashos, and the women who allow their husbands to be involved with it. It's their hashkafas Torah that have sensitized them to the point that they themselves, not only the men who go out into the field, but the women likewise represent the concept in their own life of individuals who are involved in concepts of rachamim, chesed, v'shalom. I therefore want to give all of the members of the mishpacha recognition this evening and tell you that you are a living Kiddush Hashem mishpacha, allowing this to take place. Hashem should give each and every one of you an incredible bracha min Hashemayim for allowing your husbands to do what they do, and you are a partner. Chazal says Kol Ha'asa is greater than the Oseh, since you allow it, you facilitate it, you have a chelik in the Hatzalah nefashos. I want to end my remarks with the bracha that Moshe Feinstein's Hatzalah the bracha gave when it came to the inception of Hatzalah. In his beautiful Ksav, he said the following. He said, "U'b'schus ha'oiskim b'mitzvah tefula," that those who are involved in the multifaceted concept of this Hatzalah, which involves Hatzalas nefashos, which involves Gemilas Chasadim, which involves Bikur Cholim, what Hashem should do, Yizbaruchu Mishmayim b'chol ha'bracha shebetorah, Hashem should give you Hatzlacha, Bracha, b'chol ma'aseyem. We're saying on behalf of all those assembled, those brachas should be mekuyim amongst all the mishpachas that participate in Hatzalah, those who go out in the field, those who stay home. This is the bracha we give you this evening.
On behalf of the Chevra Hatzalah to announce that Baruch Hashem, Hatzalah, there are many, many shadows that come up. The members of Hatzalah, I want you to know, they work very hard. It's difficult. Shabbos, there's all kinds of calls. You have to be well-versed in all kinds of inyanim and halacha to be able to be a Hatzalah member. And it's difficult. You need a Rav that can guide us, all of us, Hatzalah members. And we're happy to announce, to officially make an announcement tonight, that the new posting of Hatzalah from now on will be Mishnah Rabbi Tzvi Farm Shlita. Please turn your look to the video screens. Right, fine, you're right there. One there, one there. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Huh?
To go out to these calls and to do what has to be done. But without the wives, without the family support, they never would be able to go out and to do all of this.
Yeah, another Hatzalah man. There's Hatzalah wife, and it's those Hatzalah wives who deserve a lot of credit for encouraging their husbands to go out and to help out with the community and to help take Hatzalah calls.
No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, if there's someone out there that needs our help, we drop whatever it is we're doing.
We don't have any warning about when a call is going to come out. It just happens.
Everywhere we are, the Hatzalah radio goes with us.
If you're not in there, you can't understand that concept of we always might leave. And for a wife to know that she can't 100% rely that leaving her to go be there is a huge sacrifice, but she does it with a smile.
Sometimes we say, tell him, you're not kids. Everyone's proud to know that he's running out to help somebody.
She feels like it's our mitzvah.
It's become some of the part of our family and our foundation and who we are. Then it almost defines us in some areas.
I'm the one who goes out, but they all are excited. They're still running through the window to watch, and they're very happy to know their father is going out to help somebody.
It's really become a part of our life, and we're very proud of that.
There's sometimes in the day which obviously harder to take calls and to leave at that moment, whether it's during bedtime, whether it's in the middle of a meal. When that radio beeps and you have to make that decision to go, and your family is there behind you telling you, go, go, it's okay. It really, really makes a huge difference.
I hear the radio go off and I tell him, run, go, just wrap whatever you're doing, it's okay.
Without even hearing the words, he knows what they're really saying is, go, 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 go help somebody, go save a life.
You hear that a kid is choking on the other side of the radio, and all you can think of is, go help and save him. I'm very supportive in that I say, go out, go get him, save people, rescue people.
Sometimes, when you came back from Hatzalah call and you just gave 2 hours, or you know that you have to be a call in the morning, it's not easy to get up in the middle of the night and go. And sometimes that's where the wife comes into play. She is really the one who can encourage you and to motivate you and to tell you to go. And when you know that she's proud of you for doing it, it makes everything that much easier.
I'm happy for him to go. I'm happy for him to help people.
A call will come in at a time where I'm not sure if I want to go, I could go, and my older kids will say, I'll watch the kids, you go.
Once I hear the sound of the radio, the first thing that comes into my mind, Daddy go, Daddy go, Daddy go, Daddy go. We always talk about Hatzalah brotherhood, how our husbands are known by their numbers, not their names.
It's a beautiful thing to see how Hatzalah members take care of each other and look out for one another. They really consider each other like members of a family.
Just seeing them together as a chadra, just going out there and doing something for the club, that's a tremendous feeling, a good feeling that you have, that you're a part of something that's very special.
When I pass Hatzalah, I feel like it's my home, and just seeing men zooming down Central Avenue, and I pull over, I feel like, yeah, I'm on their team. Like, I feel like I'm part of it.
We all feel this privilege together that my father's running out on a call to help somebody else.
They develop a sense of pride in their father, that he's the hero who steps in when people need help.
Gives me the opportunity to feel like I'm helping other people through him.
When he comes back and says he convinced this elderly man to go to the hospital who was really not in good condition, it's just like, that's my man, you know, it's strong, that's us. It's an amazing feeling to know that he just saved a choking child, or we gave up our taxi time knowing that he just brought someone back to life who was in cardiac arrest. The whole purpose of being here is to help other people. And when your teammate is doing just that, there's no better feeling.
I tell my son also, my husband leaves, he's going to help somebody. He runs to the window, he likes to see the lights going on, he likes to see the bus, he likes to take his radio.
Our daughter is seeing Hatzalah in action. When she sees Daddy run out the door, she runs to the balcony to watch his lights go, and she says, woo woo, you know, it's beautiful.
We're giving over to our kids how important it is to help other people in need.
We want our kids to know that chesed is not always convenient. You do it because it has to be done, whenever it is. Whether it's middle of the night, during the day, just running to help somebody who we may not even know. And they walk away with that understanding how we have to give back to our community.
And I think they see me standing at home and supporting him, and I hope that they're learning that lesson, and I hope that they value that.
Sometimes you come home from a Hatzalah call late at night, and it's something that just hits home to you for whatever reason it is. Maybe it's a neighbor or it's a family member.
I've seen my husband, been very personally affected by some calls. He'll come home from a cardiac arrest where someone's just, passed away, and he takes it very hard. I try to encourage him, that he did a good thing, and you do your best, and things are not in our hands.
It's an amazing feeling to come home to your family and have your wife and children come for you and give you whatever support that you need at that moment.
My kids really get excited when I go on a call, and when I come back, they're always asking me, how's everybody? I hope everyone's okay. So I just like to thank them for showing their support. Whether it's at 6:30 at the dinner table, or whether it's at 4 o'clock in the morning, I really have to be makir tov to my wife, who allows me to run out and just drop what I'm doing.
For waiting for me Friday night to eat when I run out on call.
For having the unbelievable understanding and patience so that I can go take care of those people in need.
I can't tell you how many times I've been stopped in the supermarket or on the street or by people I know or people I don't know and tell me that my husband's phenomenal.
People will come over to me and say, oh, your husband's just in my house, and they'll tell me stories.
What makes you feel proud? My husband's in Hatzalah. It's an amazing thing. And every person that he saves, you're really part of it.
They get all of the scars. Some days I do go out in the morning. I don't come back till at night. Busy with a new ambulance, busy with the oxygen delivery, and my wife gets all the credit.
It's not just me going on Hatzalah. Maybe I'm the face of the Hatzalah in our family, but she's the one who's equally behind it as much as me.
I always value all those women behind all those men on Hatzalah.
The community should understand that when they are calling, members are coming to their houses, somebody is leaving their family, leaving their wife, leaving their kids behind, but our wives, our family is happy to give us up at that time to come help you.
They didn't train to be EMTs, they didn't train to be paramedics or doctors. They don't have the technical skills necessary, and yet, every time the daddy saves a life, they're saving a life. And every time the daddy is doing a chesed, they're doing a chesed, because it's their mitzvah. Without them, daddy wouldn't be there.
Wonderful audience members done at the program. We have a few presentations now. People who have gone way above and beyond in making sure that Hatzalah prospers and functions well. Before we do that, I was asked to mention one of the original members of Hatzalah in Brooklyn, Binyamin Ben Ita. Hatzalah brought him back last night, meaning it was a very difficult situation, and he still needs big Rachmi Shemayim. Binyamin Ben Ita's number is RV6 Please have him in mind that Philos began Benito. There are 4 families who have seen it fit to dedicate ambulances in our neighborhood for the Hatzalah organization. An ambulance today means, and hold on to your seat, ambulance today means upwards of $250,000. And 4 mishpachas have dedicated ambulances this year, which is what makes us run. That's without the ambulances, we wouldn't be here today. And we're very grateful to these families. So, we have the first one over here. Then we have a special presentation afterwards. Okay, so first I'd like to call upon the Sharp family who have made a dedication of ambulance. Thank you very much. One more time, a good applause. Thank you very much. We're grateful. We're super grateful. In honor of our dear friends Melanie and Martin Sharp, Dana and Richie Sharp for your magnanimous dedication of advanced ambulance to Hatzalah, the Rockaways in Nassau County. On behalf of the entire community, we express our deep appreciation for your strong commitment to the health and safety of your neighbors and the incredible merit of this generous dedication. May you and your family enjoy many years of happiness and prosperity. Hatzalah, the Rockaways in Nassau County, May 3, 2015. Thank you all very much. The wide angle. Okay, here we go. Where's Ellen? You all smile. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. We don't take these things for granted, really. Tremendous. I don't think the entire list of the entire description of it now. Let's call upon a very special couple. We all know them from our community, Reva and Marty Olener, for the next dedication. I'm with you. I didn't send it today. With that, we thank them for your abstention anyways. Thank you all very much. One more. Okay, the third ambulance. There's 3 ambulances and 1 place dedication. I'd like to call upon the Sternberg family to please step forward. Thank you very much. In honor of our dear friends, Ilana and Eric Sternberg family, for your magnanimous dedication of advanced ambulance to Hatzalah, the Rockaways in Nassau County, on behalf of the entire community, we express our deep appreciation for your strong commitment to the health and safety of your neighbors and the incredible merit of the generous dedication of your family. Enjoy many years of happiness and prosperity and good health. You won't need us. Again, Hatzalah, the Rockaways in Nassau County, May 3, 2015. Thank you very much. A little difficult now. We'll try to stay above the emotions, but the entire Jewish community of Rockaway, not just the Jewish community, the entire community of Rockaway, the 5 towns, had a very, very dear friend right here in the Sands. Extraordinary person who we all love dearly. Which institution, including the yeshiva that I work with, didn't need Richie Lang all the time? I didn't know his last name. because, and he was listening, because it was all Richie to us. Richie was a very special person, because when he put his entire neshama, his entire soul, every function that anyone in this town needed, particularly the Hatzalah. He loved the Hatzalah organization. He would do anything for us, for Hatzalah, and it showed. He and his wife were a special team. When the news came, it was difficult for all of us to handle. The funeral was extraordinary to see the outpouring of emotion for this very, very special person. Yet, we believe strongly that the good deeds of a person live on. When one does good deeds in this world, the reward is plentiful. And Richie did so many good deeds in his lifetime that we are honored tonight that we can pay tribute to this wonderful man, Mr. Richard Lang. Before I present the plaque, my dear colleague, Mark will say a few words.
In all the years that I've been assisting running Hatzalah, I've never gotten up to the podium to speak. Not much in public speaking, but we all went through a tremendous, tremendous loss. And I don't think the general public or the general full public out there knows what Richie has done, both for Hatzalah and many, many yeshivas out there. Tonight's function, the whole setup, the whole way we run this entire program, was worked out between Richie and myself for over many years of practice. A special thank you has to go out to the family, because what Richie would do, Richie never said no to me, ever. In 30 years that I worked with him, he never said no to me. But when the word Hatzalah came up, everything was off the chart. Both, I have to mention Stuart Yachmut, who's here, who was Richie's boss and friend, have opened up the doors to Sands, and when it came to Hatzalah, when it came to tonight's function, anything we wanted, both financially, in any other form that it could help us, we never heard the word no. When I received the phone call that Richie had collapsed here in the Sands, and I made arrangements to send Hatzalah there, I just thought it was a little bit ironic that we would come at the last section, and I knew the guys would get here, and I knew Richie was going to be fine. Unfortunately, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God had different plans, and we'll never understand his plans. The only comfort I took out of it is I knew that he was getting the best care, both when he was still with us and after us. And that was the only comfort I could take, even though I was not here, it was actually quite a distance from here, but I knew he was being taken care of. And I can't thank Richie for everything he's done, but at least I can say thank you to the family. And on behalf of the organization, I'd like to call up his wife, Ellen, Lance, Allison, and Leonard, and of course, Stuart Yachmut. I also have to begin someone who does not want to be mentioned, Bob Limesider, who's the general manager of the Sands, and everybody knows Bob for many years. He stays in the background. He's actually not in the background, he's on it. Standing right to my right, who again, the same thing, 30 plus years that I'm working with, and tonight is a perfect example of the word no when it comes to Hatzalah never existed. While we're waiting, we're going to continue along. Just like to read the dedication of the plaque. It says, in memory of Richie Lang. Richie was a friend and confidant of Hatzalah for many years. His involvement with our annual dinner was always with the utmost courtesy and professionalism. Like the entire staff of the Sands, Richie served as a model businessman, always putting his clients and the community first. His presence will be missed. Presented the Hatzalah Annual Barbecue Dinner, May 3rd, 2015, Hatzalah, Rockaway, Nassau County, Mark Russell, Los Canada, and China's all with coordinators. This is Bob Limesider. And I just ask your indulgence for 1 minute, Lance would like to say something.
On behalf of my family, I'd just like to thank you. My father embraced and loved this community and loved this song. Thank you so much.
Before we come to the final thank yous, every year we do have a surprise award, what we call a Member of the Year presentation. Every single member of Hatzalah, certainly for our actual 5 towns, deserves to have an award here tonight. But when the board sits down to decide, they got to pick only one. For me, it gives you personal privilege that one of the original members of Hatzalah, who joined in 1970, Hatzalah for Rock was started in 1983, so you got to figure about 1984, 85, is the choice for the member of the year tonight, a person who's a grandfather, yet he manages to get up in the middle of the night and to run like a young kid. He manages to be there at all times to assist and to help one and all. His character, we call his midos tovos, are exceptional, extraordinary, a beautiful person. It's my privilege, my honor, and my schus to call upon RL8 Shaiki Manchik. Shaiki, look at us all wait. Come on in. Here he is. Presenting appreciation to Shaiki Manchik RLA for his outstanding devotion to Hatzalah, every other member knew except for the community that we serve. As one of the founding members of our Hatzalah, can always be counted on and is truly the epitome of a dedicated volunteer. We are proud to honor him as Member of the Year at the annual Hatzalah barbecue dinner. Hatzalah for Rockaways in Nassau County, Mark Rose, our 11 County, Chinese local coordinators. Thank you, Shaiki, very much.
All the thanks really goes to my wife, Yocheved, who encouraged me every single day.
In closing the program, we'd like to thank, there are over 60 corporate sponsors of tonight's evening. We're going to be nice to you, not to them, because they deserve to mention and thank all 60 plus corporate sponsors who sponsored tonight's evening. A specific thank you to all the service units who really are the unsung heroes. They're there at all times to make sure that we are all servicing you properly. A specific thank you also to the office staff to make sure that Hatzalah runs on a daily basis. Thank you to the office staff. And a thank you to the members of other areas who come in and call sometimes. And one very important reminder, this is very important. Please make sure, it's getting worse in our community. There are no numbers on many homes. Hatzalah is having a hard time. Please make sure your address